Hello, my name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and this is another session of Masks, a New Generation. And this session is part of the Open Hearth Gaming Community. You can find out more about that at our site. It's a Patreon-supported online gaming club / community. I'll have a link to that in the show notes. And this is part of a series I'm recording of this. I've recorded a number of other Mask series and literally hundreds of other sessions that are on this channel. So check that out. And feel free to subscribe or whatnot. It's Patreon supported as well. Got two Patreons there. I double sold out here early on. But we are taking up sort of with our group having had kind of another revelation about some things that were going on. I'm going to come back and kind of talk about the hooks that are out there in just a moment. I just want to remind everybody, we have a layered set of safety tools. I won't go over what we have as lines and veils, but I encourage you every couple of sessions to check through, to remind yourself refresh what they are. And if you think there's anything that needs to be added to that, we should do that. But I don't think anybody got an advance last time, right? So everybody just like right at the cusp of that. So all it will take is one bad roll, I think, for some of you to get that advance. So let's
I think
hope
literally
that.
all of us are a single bad roll.
Oh, so good. So delicious. That is its own kind of push your luck pressure. So last time there were some key things that occurred. A skirmish was asked to get a job. Skirmish got a new phone that may be suspect. Purple Haze was contacted by Magpie and was asked to keep something on hand, and went and picked that item up. And it's hinted that is particularly dangerous, but it looks like a big old thermos. And Purple Haze at that in that dragged Ephivos along, and also met with Lovelace, showed Lovelace the amulet that you had acquired from those two Frankensteins, and who had been attacking that Gabe Botnick and that band he was in. But you got one of these things, said that they knew of somebody selling occult stuff on the black market, that this looked like this had been kind of put together by somebody, and gave you a possible address for where this person might be. And the other big thing besides the we learned that Ghost Girl School is doing a high school production of Hamilton, which is also something I want to see. But more importantly, at the end of the session, Ghost Girl had an interaction with Boo, and Boo warned her not to go to the school. And there was some pushback. The group gathered together, and I believe that we ended with the scene of this figure leaving the school, talking to the principals, talking to the principal rather, and with the sort of extended sights, figures seem to have no face, and the figures seem to be there, kind of looking to check out people, I believe was the sense that was gotten there. Though, does that seem like a fairly coherent summary of things? So let's take up with the group together. Does that seem reasonable? Kind of in the aftermath, maybe talking about next steps. It's kind of late in the day, but you probably want to discuss like how you want to handle this address you've gotten, how you want to handle this mysterious figure, like all of that. And I think we will see the group back in their underground headquarters with the sound of the bowling alley machines going in the distance, and the walk down to there. And so, Ghost Girl, when we come here to this, like, we want to start with that roll for your hunger to check out and see where that is first. I believe your hunger is actually at a -1, right?
Yes, -1. So I roll with -1?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So here
That
is
would be
the,
a 4.
yeah.
Is that me getting potential?
Well, you don't gain potential on that one, but
Uh-huh.
if you do tag, like say that Boo wants something, you want to activate that at any point, and that's a way to gain potential, is fulfilling what Boo wants. So
So 1 hold is how this works?
yeah. So, like, you had a very weird interaction with Boo last time. Maybe saw Boo like a little more panicked than had been before. So what do we see of you here once you get back to the HQ? Are you trying to stay above that? Are you dwelling on that, or something else?
Oh, we're totally dwelling.
Okay.
Yeah, she's still got an anger condition. And yeah, like, who do these people think they are? They're just coming into schools and they're trying to recruit people for their little private army. How dare they?
Yeah, you're still mulling that over. And I think Boo is like, there is a sense that you get sometimes when Boo's kind of present and active and there, and in the sense when he's kind of tamped down. And I think that is the state he's in. He's kind of tamped down. Purple Haze, let me ask you an important question. Do you have the giant thermos with you?
Yep, it's in. I think it's in her like shoulder bag or
Okay.
messenger bag that she has. I think that's she shoved it in there when we left um Lovelace, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
So yeah, so she's still got it.
And my assumption is that you've told the group generally the information that you got.
Yes. Yep.
How did you describe where you got this information from? Are you very open about that? Are you a little more circumspect, really trying to hide it?
Um, I don't think she's gonna try to hide it too much because we kind of said I'm gonna go. I know a guy, sort of kind of vibe. So I think they all knew that. But I do think she's just gonna like focus on the information and just kind of like not even really like. So I think when she relays it, it's just like, here's the deal, here's the information, and then just that's it. It's not much about Magpie or Lovelace or anybody like that. Just kind of, here's the facts, just the facts, man.
Okay. So this information, everybody has this out there. Have you said what you would like to have happen with that?
I think we need to go check this thing out.
Right away? Tonight? Tomorrow? What do you think? What have you asked for?
Um, I think we should. I think we should take care of it. We should go check this thing out before any more people, any more of those dudes with the necklaces are out running around. So no time like the present.
Just
GM
remind me what the thing we would be checking out is. Did we get an address or something like
An
that?
address.
Okay.
Ephivos?
2 questions. One, what day of the week it is? What day of the week?
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Okay, we're good there. What time is it?
Right now, it is probably about 8 o'clock.
In the evening. Okay. Here's a fun question I'm going to ask of an NPC that you control, Lowell.
Sure.
Which is, do you think Ephivos has a curfew from his grandfather?
I think you have a curfew unless you supply specific reasons why you should be out. Like I mean, they understand that you, even though probably shouldn't, you are carrying on this super heroic legacy, and they want you to be prepared for the day when you finally do get your powers. So
More powers.
more powers. Yeah. Your real powers.
Yeah.
But they so you essentially, if you want to stay up past curfew, you have to explain yourself, I think.
And what time is curfew?
Let's see, on a school night, I
On a
think that's
school
probably
night.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. So yeah, I think he's looking at the watch. And if I have a curfew, that also means Purple Haze, who lives under my roof, has a curfew. To an extent. And so I think it's 8. I'm looking at the watch and I'm like, if we're gonna go, we're gonna need to go now. We've got 2 hours unless you have a really good way to shape shine this up.
Well, I think if we put pillows underneath our bed covers, that should
Man's
work.
old, not stupid. He used to theoretically, he wouldn't say theoretically, he used to be the premier hero of this city. I know he's old now, but he was. I don't think pillows under a bed sheet are going to fool him. So, as I said, we should get going. 2 hours, but I'll also try and think of a good way to phrase this should we need more time.
So can I ask a follow-up question, Lowell, about the address?
Sure.
Did we also find out, was the address like some sort of, was it, because I thought we also learned about that some sort of like old base or something, because there was a reference. Is that the address or
What you
I can't remember.
understand from what Lovelace told you is, whoever this person is, they clearly found a cache, sorry, however you say this word, a cache of paranormal materials, and are using some of it for themselves and are selling some on the underground network. So this location probably most likely isn't a base, but they may know where one is. They may have cleared it already, but they may have other information.
Okay, I just remember there was something about you used a term, I can't remember what it was when we were
Paranormal reclamation is one of the
Yeah,
terms for it.
that's what it was, and that was what prompted her to show off her thermos of mystery.
Yes. To give you some frame, this is in a edge of the city kind of office park area that has had a downturn. Things shifted away from it, so there are a lot of abandoned places out there. And in fact, this particular location, if you check it on Google Maps and such, looks like it's a abandoned, like multi-unit office building, like a 3-story one. There's plants that have grown out of the asphalt in the parking lot. It's been left, there's graffiti on the outside, that kind of thing.
Well, and I guess maybe in light of that, I can retcon being 8 o'clock on a school night. Ugh, heroes and their curfews. I don't like having my style cramped like that with time deadlines and things like that. Maybe we should just hang and check it out tomorrow.
Are we sure time isn't of the essence enough?
Are you sure you want to risk getting in trouble with your grandpappy?
We have 2 hours. We can make 2 hours work.
I'm for it. Because I don't care if I get in trouble.
We'll make 2 hours work.
Skirmish, Summer, what do you think of this plan?
Summer is mostly like, yeah, whatever. She's still really hung up on this faceless guy at her school. But yeah, her parents are not so into this whole curfew thing, so she's not so worried about it for herself.
Skirmish?
Skirmish is sort of he's uncharacteristically ambivalent about it. Like it's like, well, we could try and do that tonight, but if they're already selling these products on the market, that means they've already, they've potentially already taken this stuff away. And he's not really committing like he normally would. Like normally this would be like there's going to be some villains there, we can punch them, like this is great. But he's still got that hopeless condition, so he's just like he's unsure of himself and not really sure that any of this is going to actually make a difference.
I think seeing that, Xander's gonna frown and kind of walk over to Yanu. You're not really seeming like yourself right now. Are you feeling all right?
It has not been the best day.
Tell you what, how about this?
I did not find a job.
How about I make a suggestion? Purple Haze, Ghost Girl, what if you two did some preliminary scouting and Yanu and I worked on getting him a job or setting some stuff up and then meet you there?
Whatever. I'm getting bored with this. So what if we want to go, let's go.
Yeah,
We'll be-
fine. Are you bringing your soup?
The
She
thermos?
gestures at the thermos.
Oh, soup. Well, so we're in our little hideout place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's like, no, it'll probably be safe here. And then she'll go off into her her area there and shove it down in like one of the broken ball return things where the balls come back up. She'll kind of get it down into there where it's hidden.
Man, it sloshes really weirdly. Like you're used to like when a liquid sloshes, it kind of sloshes back and forth. There's this weird like force to the slosh when you lay it on its side. Like you actually have to hold against it. And then you can put it into the ball return there.
I can't wait to find out what's in the thermos.
We'll meet you in 15 minutes. Just gonna take us 15 minutes.
So Purple Haze, Summer. This is one of those cases where the mass transit for the city starts to break down in the sense that you can take the L to another place and then catch a bus to another spot, but then you're out in this periphery area that isn't particularly well serviced, especially at this time of night. So you could hoof it, or you could call an Uber.
Summer's instinct is to call an Uber. So she just pulls her phone out and starts working on it.
Absolutely. And you will have to wait for a while. Like the nearest one is a good 20 minutes before they can get there. To pick you up.
There's a good chance Ephivos and Yanu might be done by then.
So like Purple Haze, what is your impression of Summer? We haven't seen the two of you together in a scene significantly. Like, what's your take on her?
I think her gut is that she's thinking in terms of she's that sort of the popular girl clique, right? That doesn't necessarily like identify with that. At least that's what she thinks. Being a teenager, she will judge something by its appearance only, until forced not to.
Okay. It's one of those cases where neither of you have influence over one another. Ghost Girl, like the same question from your side, like what is your take on Purple Haze?
So Purple Haze is kind of the reason I don't really get Ephivos's whole, oh, we must be squeaky clean, we must do everything by the book, because if we were really like that, she wouldn't be here. So also this whole rival team thing, again, like how much does that really mean anything? We've got like, she's clearly got, Purple Haze clearly still has her sketchy connections. And we're willing to use them. So I'm not really sure how consistent this is having her there. So yeah, she's just kind of like, okay, that I don't really understand what makes a team, or like, actually, we've never talked about this. Like, did Ephivos bring them all together?
We haven't established that, except that we know that Ephivos brought Purple Haze on. And I suspect that after that, it was the four of you kind of pulling together after that incident at the museum, where the magic device that Vanu thought might be able to get him back home was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So, is the scene, the Uber driver arrives, you get in, and the two of you are just looking at your phones the whole drive?
I could see that.
I actually, yeah, like they weren't even that close. They were like half a block apart, maybe even when the Uber driver shows up looking at their phones.
And the Uber driver will drive, and he says, "Are you sure this is the address you want me to drop you off at?" And I think the camera kind of pans up, and we see the broken sidewalk, we see the chain link fence, we see the broken parking lot, we see this office building that's broken down. There's maybe a few buildings with lights like down a ways, but there's a lot more empty buildings, and maybe half the street lights here are working, and there's no one around. And he's like, I'm not sure I feel comfortable dropping you kids off here.
Summer looks out the window and says, oh my God, yes, this is going to be perfect for the rave. Thank you so much.
You literally took the words out of my mouth. Literally.
It's like, okay. And 5 stars, please. And rise off. And it's quiet out here. It's kind of cool. You're inland from the ocean. At this place, it kind of hitting the edge of where it starts to go out into the more scrub and dry lands outside of town. And there's this building. What do you two want to do?
Maybe we should see if there's a back way in.
Okay. Is the idea like sneaking? Like, what are we expecting here? Did you get any details at all?
No. So we'll wing it. We'll play it by ear. But maybe we should just assume that we aren't going to be welcome.
Yep.
I think it is no work for you two to find a spot and either prize a section of the chain link open or hop over the fence and make your way across this parking lot. Even though it's dark, you feel a little exposed because there's no real cover or anything. And the two of you are going to walk around back to see if there's a loading dock entrance or something.
Yeah, though before they get too far into it, Summer, I'd like to make a roll for, supernatural senses type stuff.
Do you want to do that as assess the situation or unleash your powers?
Assess the situation probably makes sense.
Okay. So let's have you go ahead and roll with superior.
Oh, wrong answer. Okay. Eight.
That is an 8. So that's good. You get to ask a question.
Right. I know how this system works. Ask questions. That's a thing. What here is the biggest threat?
There is an aura coming off of this building once you've gotten close to it that has the whiff of death to it, that reminds you some of the energies that you felt when you were dealing with those Frankensteins. And you suspect that there might actually be some kind of magical field or protection or something around this building, invisible to the naked eye. Does that seem like a fair answer?
Yep. So Summer, after sort of staring with a weird sort of sheen to her eyes, will in fact say, magical defenses.
Can you and your friend maybe bypass them?
That would be a new one. We've never done anything like that before, right? I don't think I have any powers like that.
No.
No.
You could try.
Guess I
Like,
could
what
try.
what is the power suite that you have from Boo?
So I have merge. And yeah, lookout.
Those are your things, but what are your actual abilities?
My abilities, enhanced senses, and sonic roar.
Yeah. So those are really your powers that you can use in multiple ways. You could merge to try and gain additional powers to be able to do this. That kind of ups the stakes right away.
Um, yeah, actually, she's angry. So let's go ahead and take this opportunity to clear a condition and do what Jenny said. And let's do a big old sonic wail and try and shout this defense down.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and have you roll Unleash Your Powers.
That's it. That's at least a plus. Okay, and that's at an 8.
That is an 8. So you will launch that off and it hits that field. And like that dissipates it enough that the windows don't shatter on the building, but you can see that the field dissipates, it goes away, but it's not going to be dissipated long.
So
Do you want to
Jenny,
mark? Well, let me finish this move and then I'll come to you. Do you want to mark a condition to make that permanent? Or do you want to like we'll have a move for Purple Haze to try and drag the two of you in before that goes back up?
Yeah, I was hoping that would actually clear my anger condition for breaking something important, since Jenny wanted us to go stealthy. And
Oh yeah, this will definitely clear the condition because you have broken cover and you really weren't supposed to go in.
So yeah, no, I don't think I'll spend the condition.
Okay. So Purple
This
Haze,
is cathartic.
yeah, you'll see that black mist around this thing pull apart, and you'll see it start to pull back in. You've got a narrow window of opportunity to like drag Summer and try and get inside before that force field closes back up.
yeah, I think when she's startled, obviously,
Yeah.
when
And just to be absolutely clear, this was not quiet.
right.
Just to be absolutely clear.
Yeah, so she was startled, and kind of has sort of this sort of like the little like moment, and then she smiles and says, "That's how you do it, girl." I go, "Let's go," and she grabs her hand and runs for the opening.
Absolutely. I do think this is going to be Unleash Your Powers here. Because you've got to grab and get through before this closes up.
Okay. Sorry, my sheet is. All right, is that up against Freak?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I got +2, or yeah, 2 there. So
Oh yeah. No problem with this.
famous last words.
See, I told you. Two of you will run, grab that back door of the loading dock, yank it open, run inside, even as this field closes behind you, locking you in the building. We'll come back to you two in a moment. So I have a question before we get to the job question, Ephivos. Ephivos, who do you think is team leader?
Oh, it's me, of course.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I just wanted to make sure.
1000%. I am the leader of this team. We are a beacon of justice under my wing.
Absolutely. So no question. Good. I just wanted to make sure that that's how I pictured it. So it's 8 something at night. What are you gonna do?
So I'm gonna pull my computer over from my desk to like the more common area, and I'm gonna tap the space next to me to Yanu and say, all right, do you have a resume?
I'm going to say no because I don't know what that is.
Okay, so a resume is something that you give to people to show your skills, references, and abilities and qualifications. Now, granted, we only need a very simple one here. And so like he will pull up a Google Doc where he has a format that he has used for his own resume. And he just like quickly types in like Yanu's name, Yanu's cell phone number. He throws up like a Gmail and creates Yanu a Gmail, like, you know, book lover Yanu at gmail.com, puts that in there, you know, puts in, are you currently homeschooled, Yanu? Or are you, like, and realizing he should probably know this, but then asking, like, are you homeschooled, Yanu? Or are you going to high school? Or
Yeah, I don't go to school at home, so but I don't attend one of the institutions here, so I would probably say homeschooled
we're
by
going to sign
default.
you up for school. Okay, that's a thing we need to do. How did I not do that yet? Sorry, we will sign you up for school. You shouldn't be in school.
I should.
This job thing has gotten a little complicated now, Janu.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting a little more puzzled, and I'm probably hitting my culture shock again.
Okay. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm going too far. One thing at a time. So I'll have this like mock barely there resume.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think this. I'm probably confronting this, looking at all of this stuff happening, all of this thing, the document and everything, and I'm going to. I think I'm going to have to hit that culture shock move to kind of make it through this without getting overwhelmed again.
Let's have you roll that, and then I want to come back to Efivos.
Okay, that is a 5.
So the good news is we get to mark potential. Let's look at that miss condition. This is beyond your frame of reference. Mark a condition and then choose one.
Okay. I think it's the hopelessness is also building into insecure now. So that's what I'm moving into now for the second condition, and I think Yanu just stands up, and like he stands up a little too quickly, and the chair is knocked back across the room, and he says, all I have to do, according to Guarna, is get a job to help. If I am going to school, then I have less time to get the job to help.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to work. This resume is going to be a disaster. The skills I have, you will not be able to put on this resume because they will not be applicable to any job that is available to me. Because none of the jobs that anyone has mentioned that I could get are going to be jobs where my skill set is valuable.
And I think if Vivos pushes the computer away and is gonna stand up to sort of get a little closer to Yanu, since he got kind of frustrated. He's like, you know what, you're right. I apologize. I'm going about this the wrong way for you. You have a job, Yanu. Whether, unfortunately, until now, it hasn't been paid, but you're a hero. And you should be focusing on that as well as on school, being a student. And you know, one of the very cool things is here in our timeline, there are these things called scholarships. And they aid individuals who are in compromising money positions through supporting their efforts to better themselves and the world around them. And it just so happens that my family, the Kalisothonos, have been able to thankfully generously donate to many a scholarship in this city. And I cannot think of a more worthy scholarship than for you. And I think he's gonna like walk over to his own wallet and take a little key and open up a little safe he keeps here which is where he keeps the emergency money. Oh fuck, we need to buy something for the team. And I think he's gonna like pull out $500 and say, we'll consider this the full first installment of your scholarship. And I will speak to my grandfather about further.
And I
Yeah.
think Yanu sort of like sees that you're going into the oh shit fund, for lack of a better term. And he says, I understand that this is coming from a place of caring, but I cannot be an object of charity. I can support myself. I can do things, but I cannot do. And he's sort of getting. I think he's sort of getting more bent out of shape. Like, he's like, I can't do those things. I have just barely gotten to the point where I can consistently read the scrawling text that is constantly crawling over every animated surface in this time. And you can see he's just getting all twisted up about it.
Let me ask you this,
Pacing. Sorry.
Ephivos, when you see that, does Ephivos like get it or not get it? Like when
Nope.
Okay.
I don't think he understands it. I think in his mind, I think he's of two minds. One, money solves this problem. You need money, I'm giving you money. And then B, in his mind, you are doing something, which is you're working on yourself in a very difficult situation, which is a job. It's not a job that society's paying you for, which is kind of unfair, but also you're a hero. And like that is another important job that takes away from your time to be fiscally responsible. So if he has the fiscal funds to supply the money to ease that burden, he does not see why he cannot help his teammate in that way and have that be sufficient.
So let me ask you, you've got influence over Skirmish.
Yeah.
Are you trying to shift his labels? Are you trying to
I think
provoke him to do something?
I
Okay.
think I'm trying to provoke him to realize that he is already doing a job, and unfortunately society is not paying him for that job because it doesn't recognize its importance, but I have the ability to do that.
Okay. So let's go ahead and have you roll superior with a +1.
Me rolling without actually adding dice like a silly Billy. A 9.
That is a 9. So on a 7 to 9, you choose one. If that offering them the carrot, if they do it, we add an influence to the team to the team pool, or if they don't, they mark a condition. Which one do you want to choose there? And then we'll see what Yanu thinks.
Yeah, I mean, if you do it, we're going to add a team to the pool because I think this is our team bonds in a sense.
Ephivos, like, do you understand what Ephivos is trying to do, Yanu, or do you see that Yanu is not getting it, or what? Like, what's your reaction? And when Yanu puts his forward again, doesn't say, like, keeps the money there. What do you think?
I think Yanu is because of the headspace he's in and the two conditions he's sporting. I think he basically is seeing this as his friend basically telling him that obviously you can't do what is asked of you. You're not capable. He's reading this as Ephivos telling him you're not capable of doing this. You're not capable of this resume, of this job that you've been asked to get. So Epivos is basically, trying to do something to help, but I think that Yanu is reading this help as an admission that Yanu is, the Yanu is basically a hopeless case. Like this, that's how Yanu's seeing it, and I don't think he's in a position to where he could accept the money. I think he just has to just look at it and go, I cannot. This is, I have to actually accomplish this. I can't simply accept this kind of failure in the face of the only thing that I've been asked to do by the person who has been, who's been assisting me since I arrived in this timeline.
You've been asked, and like Epivos is clearly frustrated. He's like, you've been asked to do a lot of things. You've been asked to assimilate to a whole new timeline. You've been asked to take your abilities and and use them for the greater good. And you've done all those things. And he sees that this isn't working, and he's going to sign. He's like, all right. And he like opens the website for the local library. And he says, I'm just going to put in what we have here. It's normal for young students not to have much on their resumes. And we'll just send like a slightly filled in information to the local library. So at least they've sent something out. And he knows that Yanu is interested in books. And he says, all right, how about that? If you change your mind, and he goes and he puts the money back.
And Yanu nods, and he's like, I think he's calming down a little bit once basically the money is put away, and that we're actually proceeding with the job search ish, about as much as we're doing it. But you can tell he's still sort of tangled up in all of these ideas about whether he's not able to get this stuff done. Like even his friends don't think he can do it. And he's just pacing with high nerves here, back and forth.
And I think Epivos, that's a moment that you kind of look down at the clock for this, and this has taken a lot longer than you thought it would.
Mm-hmm. What time is it?
You'd hoped to be over there where they're at about a half hour ago.
Yeah. I'm going to send a message to my grandfather. We are going to look into medallioned individuals who cause strife at a recreational event for other teenagers that occurred while we were in Greece. I may be late. I myself and Purple Haze may be late for curfew. I'm going to follow that with an image of the little gold coin that we had gotten identified.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a medallion that sort of has a bunch of magical stuff kind of fused together badly.
Yeah, I will send that to my grandfather.
Okay.
All right, let's go find Purple Haze and Ghost Girl and Boo.
So,
yes.
And he feels, I think I have to mark guilty actually.
Because
he really thought, yeah, I'm going to mark guilty because he really thought he was going to help Yanu here, maybe comfort and support. And he did not do that. So he is feeling guilty.
That feels fair. Let me look here. So, Purple Haze, Ghost Girl, you get in to this building. You're on the first floor of what appears to be, a decaying office building here. Probably come in. This is the loading area. There's probably old water refill bottles here and boxes of forms and letterhead from companies that have died here, and probably the smell of cigarettes, super stale back here, and that crackling, that feeling of that death and darkness is certainly present here in this building. What do you want to do? Like, Purple Haze, let's start with you, because we had Summer kind of tear open, rend the veil, and let you in here. So what do you want to do?
Yeah, I think I like they kind of tumble into the space or whatever, and they're kind of, that sort of like out of breath, and this is just what she loves, right? Being naughty and whatnot. And I'm gonna try to hit my dark past move, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Partially because I wouldn't mind having another bump up of danger as we enter this thing. So she'll, as she catches her breath, she'll look at Ghost Girl, with a different sort of an appraising sort of an eye, and say, when we first met, I thought I recognized you, and that little trick you just pulled confirms it. You were at the that big bank heist a couple years ago, weren't you?
Would have been like I have to be within the span since the incident, so a few months ago, if that's
A few
okay.
months.
Just to
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, if you want this to be true, she only got her powers since the extinction.
Yeah, so a few months ago, before the team met up at a bank heist, Summer, what happened that day?
Yeah, so it would not be like Summer to be like actually part of a bank heist. I could see some sort of like
Were you just on hand, or were you trying out your powers at that point? Like how did you like get where a heist was going on?
Oh, so I think Boo was like freaking out at her, that they really had to go this way, that there was someone they had to talk to and they were over here. So I think, it was fairly soon after Boo had shown up, and was still kind of trying to communicate that there was this big important thing she needed to know. Um, and Boo ended up leading her to the bank heist.
Yeah, so you would have arrived and seen Ace of Spades and his superpowered masked hench persons. So Hayes, like, what happened?
Yeah. That little banshee roar trick almost screwed the whole job for us up. Ace was pretty pissed, but we only got about half of what we wanted. But I had no idea that was you that we bumped up against.
Summer is not quite sure how to take that. So just says something like, "Do you always just go around admitting to felonies?"
That's all water under the bridge now. That was my old life. Plus, they caught we pinned that on someone else. So I don't have any. I'm not, nobody's looking for me. So
She shrugs and says, "If you say so." Boo is really worked up about the whole thing.
So Hayes, I take it you're choosing you aren't being actively pursued?
Yes.
Okay. And you're going to shift danger up. And what level are you shifting down?
I'm gonna do superior down.
Okay. And I think as this conversation ends, you'll hear a ding sound as the elevator kind of down the hall that you can see through opens. And you will see these figures start stumbling out as this horde of zombies packed into the elevator like sardines emerges onto the first floor. And that's where we're going to take our first break. So we'll take 10 and then we'll come back. We'll deal with Hayes and Summer, and then we'll bring Efivos and Yanu on scene. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay. So, Ghost Girl, what's your reaction to this swarm of zombies?
I think she really was expecting to be attacked, but the swarm of zombies thing kind of has her taken aback. So I think she just goes straight into a merge because yeah, I don't know what's happening next, but probably a giant fight and I need Boo.
Okay, let's have you roll Freak.
Okay. 13.
So that is a 13. So you sync perfectly. And what do we see on panel? Like how does this look?
Remind myself what this move actually does. Yeah, right. So it's just like it's like smooth, like it's these sort of emerging from the ground as this sort of these spectral wisps that we saw in that opening scene, that just sort of go around her body and sort of lift her up slightly in the air. And she's doing the thing again where she kind of goes inert with glowing eyes. And it's almost like these aura tendrils become what she uses to move herself around with.
Perfect. And so you'll have a chance. You can decide how, as we go here, to choose 2 other abilities from your list, or another move from another playbook for the scene. So as Ghost Girl is powering up, what are you doing, Purple Haze?
So just for clarification, we're 100% sure they know we're there. They're not just responding to something.
They have come out of the elevator and like immediately turned and started coming your way.
All right, I thought that was what was happening, but so I think the first thing, so she's pretty impressed with the merge, right? I mean, it's like I get the sense that when she merges like that, her like presence increases, right? Like there's just more to her, right? That you can just feel.
Oh yeah. Then there's like the lights started flickering and like things got a little cold, and there's just, yes, she is noticeable.
Yeah, and so that's pretty cool. But I think the first thing she's going to do is I think she wants to try to unleash her power and send out like a big cloud of her poison to try to weaken or something to the and also maybe create some confusion with, like, because now it'll be all smoky or hazy or whatever.
So are you more interested in slowing them, which would be kind of unleash your powers to change the environment, or directly engage a threat to cause damage to the horde?
I want to say both, but
yeah, but we choose one for our purposes here.
Yeah, so I think
if you're uncertain, it's probably directly engage.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. She wants to try to knock him out the best she can.
And you've just raised your danger. So let's have you roll danger.
All right. Nine.
So that is a 9. And let me check and make sure real quick on this. Let me set this up. So you're a little bit, so 2, a little ill-prepared. So right now you have 1 team in the team pool. So just to remind you before I resolve that 9.
I think I'll leave it there for now.
Okay, and it would be what it'd be is Summer would use it to help you, unless you want to use it selfishly. But we'll come back to that. So you get to pick one from directly engage a threat. You exchange some blows, meaning you inflict a condition on them. And what else do you want?
I want to create an opportunity for my ally.
Okay, what does that look like? Is it like blocking some of their vision, something like that, or
yeah, and I think and I think they're now kind of confused, where before they were just kind of like a phalanx of coming right at us, but now they're confused and kind of slowed up a bit.
Absolutely. And we see your purple haze go out. It hits the majority of them, but there are a group of them that rush you, slam into you, and knock you to the ground. That's their villain reaction, essentially. And they've kind of pushed you to the ground. They haven't hurt you yet, but they are standing over you. I think that's the moment that we cut to a shot of Yanu and Efivos in the Uber. Probably maybe are either of you talking, or is it a strained atmosphere between the two of you?
I think it's strained.
Yeah, it's real quiet in the back. The driver keeps asking questions, like, oh, so what do you do? Blah, 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 and doesn't get much of an answer and keeps driving. So Summer, some of these zombies are kind of clearly confused and scattered by the effects of Haze's mist, but Purple Haze also got knocked to the ground.
So I'm trying to find a good move for this, because I feel like the thing I want her to try and do is to try and take over the zombies. I think Legacy has Symbol of Authority.
Mm-hmm.
Might that apply here?
Yeah, so I would say that, or we can define it as like a new power, like necromantic control. I would be willing to do either of those. Which would you prefer?
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm happy to do it as a new power.
Yeah, and that gives you another power that you can pick from this set in case you need to.
Okay,
right now.
fun.
So also it's Freak, which is a little more of your strength, right?
Yeah, Freak is my thing.
Yeah. So let's have you roll Freak.
Okay. And once again, this page. Makes me refresh again. Okay, 8.
That is an 8. So you will get a hold of these zombies, the ones that are closest, the particularly the ones that are over Purple Haze, and the other ones that are like a little bit behind, and you will reach forward and you will take control of them. But you can tell you only have them for a moment because they are fighting against your control, unless you want to mark a condition.
Oh, I will mark a condition for this.
Okay. What are you marking?
That's a good question. What am I marking? Um, in this moment, I think we're going back to our friend Angry.
Yeah. And feel that angry, feel that power kind of rush through you, and you'll feel this necromantic energy, and it fills you as you take control, and it feels good. So Hayes, you see Summer, like do we see, how obvious is it, do you think, Summer, that you've taken control of these undead?
I think it's obvious. I think she's got those that spectral aura that comes out of her. I think there's wisps going from her to each of the zombies she's controlling. Like they're almost tethered to her.
I like that. So you see that, Hayes. There's still some confused zombies, but Summer, Ghost Girl has possessed these zombies.
Yeah, so she'll are you okay, girl?
And Summer will reply, "Never better," without moving her mouth. You just hear that voice, like with sort of like an extra resonance to it, sort of in your head.
Let's say so cool. And then she'll like run at the confused ones,
Okay.
and um um I guess that's just
Directly engage.
yeah.
I think it's going to be pretty easy, but let's see how this goes.
Okay. That's danger, right?
Yeah.
Get all my another 8.
So that is an 8. So you will smash into them. This will drop them. What do you want for your pick there?
Um I want to take something from them.
Okay. What is it you want to take?
I don't know. Do they have the medallions on?
No, they
Or the
don't. Uh, uh, it looks like they're a little more spectral than they are fully physical.
hmm.
Here's what I'll offer you. I think as you smash through, you can kind of see where the elevator is, and like grab it to hold and see that you can get yourself an easy passage up, rather than saying having to go up the stairs. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. I am going to have you take a powerful blow because you didn't resist their blows. So I do want to have you roll that. Do you have a condition marked?
Nope.
Okay. Then roll with a +0.
Okay.
So that is a 7. So on a 7 to 9, you have to choose one from the take the powerful blow costs there.
Um, I'm going to. I'm going to struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
Oh, what are you going to mark?
Um, let's see. I'm going to mark angry
Okay.
and um insecure.
Okay. Now I want to hard frame something to kind of bring the two pieces together, if that's cool with everybody.
Sure.
Ghost Girl, you've still got a hold of these zombies. The other ones have been knocked down. Purple Haze is there, kind of looking at where this elevator has kind of started to go down towards the basement. There's a gap there. You can easily make the way up that elevator shaft. Yanu, Ephivos, you have arrived on scene, and they're not out front. And you kind of move around and look. And I assume Ephivos, eventually you call one of them. Who do you call?
I think he texts. He doesn't call, but he texts Purple Haze.
Yeah. So Purple Haze, there'll be that ding of a text here as you've just finished up with these zombies.
Out of curiosity, Purple Haze, does Ephivos have a particular ringtone in your phone?
That is an awesome question. I want a moment before I answer.
Okay.
But the
Yeah.
answer is 100% yes. I
Yeah, no, take a moment to, you know, if you, yeah.
So I do think Hayes, Summer, realized that Yanu and Ephivos are outside of the field that is keeping you in and them out for the moment. What do you say to Skirmish and Ephivos? Either one of you.
So there's this barrier that's like keeping them from coming back in.
Yeah, that one that you tore open temporarily.
Yeah, I think she will scream it open again.
All right. I do want that to be an unleash your powers here, just for a possible cost. But I'm only really worried about a miss.
9.
So Yanu, Ephivos, you will hear this scream, and you'll see the loading dock doors kind of fly open, and this dark field tear, and you can see a glowing ghost girl inside, and you can tell that this field is temporarily open to allow you access if you wish to run into it, and it definitely will close behind you.
So to add some more color, she also has some zombies attached to her through spectral tendrils, and like 2 of them move forward and like grab the edges of the tear, and they're like holding it open for you. But yeah, you can tell it's not going to stay open for long.
A very, very exasperated Ephivos is like, we were supposed to, and it's as he's like walking towards this opening, we were supposed to just be surveilling. How do we have zombie friends in the middle of this area where we are loudly screaming and announcing our location?
Summer ignores him and turns to Jenny and says, "Where's the next one?"
I like to think of it as we have bringing the situation to a head so we can resolve it.
And what is the situation? What information do you have to know to successfully, resolve it?
Zombies.
Obviously,
And
we've
elevator.
encountered something dangerous. There is a horde of zombies. Where did they come from?
The elevator. Let's
Yanu heads straight for the
straight to
elevator.
source.
We're not. Are we at least caped up?
I assume so. I assume you would have
Okay,
changed
yeah,
into
we're-
costume once you got on site.
Yeah, we're changing the costume. He's like, this is. He checks to see he did send the message to his grandfather. Was there a response?
He wrote back, that is fine. And then there's another text. You don't have to update me on Purple Haze's status.
Not going to mention that part. And he's just going to pocket the phone and go into the elevator. Cleared for curfew. Curfew's done.
So just because we still have a hunger hold, does Boo have any opinions about this whole situation?
Ooh, let's see.
We're very merged.
I think that Boo is like, you can tell he's sensing something up in the upstairs that he wants. So like he'll tell you what he wants when you get there. Does that seem fair?
Sure.
So I think there is a montage of the four of you. I don't think any of you fly, right?
I could.
So do we see you hovering and bringing your zombie henchfolk along with you, Summer?
Yeah, I do get one more thing, and apparently it can be a transportation thing. So yes, we're flying. That's the other thing we're doing right now.
Okay. So we'll see climbing, flying, kind of tear open that door on that top floor, and it's one of those open plan offices. You can still see like the cat on the tree branch posters on the thing, and you want it when, and there's some boxes of paper, but otherwise there are a variety of tables with very makeshift occult kind of looking things on them, and there is a figure in a hood and mask with red eyes who is stuffing things into a couple of duffel bags. And when the doors come open, he gestures, and there's just one of them, but one of those Frankenstein things comes lumbering towards where the three of you are emerging from the elevator. And Summer, Boo takes a hold of your vision and kind of makes you look at a table off to the side, and there's a ring there. And Boo says, take that, but don't tell the others.
Okay.
All right. So Yanu, Ephivos, you haven't had a chance to get in the action, and Ephivos, you haven't had a chance to do a fight move yet. So I actually want to start with you in this. We've got this revenant guy packing up his loot, trying to get up and get ready, and one of these Frankenstein guys with another one of these medallions around their neck who's coming up towards you. What do you want to do?
So I think this is clearly not something that can be reasoned with in Ephivos' mind as he watches it come through. He's also maybe having some feelings of his own, and just he's gonna take 2 steps forward, rear back his fist with his mythic might, and just punch it.
Okay.
To try and do this thing.
So let's have you directly engage a threat.
Yikes. No.
So that is a 6. We have, now that the situation is kind of changed, I think that we're probably at 2 team in the team pool, just to establish that. So what goes wrong, Ephivos, when you charge forward? Like, is it a misstep on your part? Is this thing faster than you think? What do you think occurs?
I think it's a misstep on his part. I think he's already planning for the next step. Like he's like, okay, I'm gonna punch here so that I can then kick off here to go after the main guy over there. And he doesn't angle the punch right, and it allows for an opportunity for him to either not actually hit or to be stopped by the creature.
Yeah, I think this thing strikes you and sends you flying back. You're going to roll take a powerful blow. But the other thing is you hit this stack of something, and there are all these old printer cartridges that are filled with that powder. You hit those and smash, and it just goes everywhere, all over you, all over your costume. It's in your face, it's in your ears, it's in your mouth.
Blech.
But roll take a powerful blow.
Question. So I have
Yes.
never give up, never surrender. Is this someone with far greater power than me, or no?
I think collectively there are two of them, and right now as a foe they are, I would consider that, because you charge forward on your own. I'll let you use that.
Okay, so I'm still rolling with +1. So never give up. Far greater than me. Roll plus savior. Okay, so I get plus dose to that. 12. When
Okay.
you take a powerful blow from someone far greater power than you, use this move instead of the basic move. Roll plus savior. On a hit, you stand strong and choose one. On a 7 or 9 mark condition. So I think he gets covered in this absolute dust. But I think it's going to keep the Frankenstein's attention.
Yeah, it follows up on you. Like it has a target and it keeps coming at you.
Which frees up the other 3 to really handle the main guy. Like this guy's now mine as I cock up white powder.
Perfect. Yanu.
Well, it looks like Epivos has engaged the Frankenstein, which Yanu presumes is fair. He did not get to fight one of them before. So Yanu is content to let Epivos fight his patchwork creature. Yanu will basically try to tackle the guy that's trying to get away with the stuff.
So rush up ahead of your team and try to get him. Absolutely. So that feels like you're directly engaging.
Now would this qualify as fighting the powerful opponent alone?
I think so.
Okay. So if I have to roll to take a powerful blow, I can roll with 2 less conditions than I have marked, which will be helpful.
Well, I hope you have the opportunity to do that.
I almost certainly will, given my roll. So let's see. That'd be plus danger.
Yeah.
That's an 8.
So that is an 8. So what do you want?
See, he's got a bag full of stuff.
He's got one duffel bag of junk, and he's putting the rest. Like the reason he hasn't gotten away yet is he is being careful when he puts this stuff in there.
If he's being careful to put stuff in there, that seems like stuff he should probably not have.
Okay.
So I will choose the option of take something from them, and namely it's the bag of stuff.
Okay, you grab the bag that he's working on and kind of yank that away. Even as you strike him, he will, as he gets pushed back by your attack, he reaches out his hand. You'll hear a crackle from the glove, and he touches you, and you will feel your arm start to go cold. And like they can feel the power of undeath kind of running down your arm. Now you will need to take a powerful blow.
That is a 7.
That is a 7, -2, right?
Well, it would be a 9 without the -2. I rolled flat because I can roll with 2 less conditions. And I have 2
Okay.
conditions.
Oh, that's right. So what do you want on that 7?
Let's see. Oh, I think Yanu is being blockheaded and intransigent, so he is going to just tough it through and mark 2 more conditions.
Oh, yeah. Like you are full up towards that cracking a little bit there. Summer, you see Ephivos draw the attention of this Frankenstein covered with dust. There is powder in the air. You see Yanu rush up at Revenant, grab the bag, but then kind of staggers back and doesn't look in great shape.
So I think she's going to have the zombies rush Revenant, except for one, which she's sending off to the side to go pick up that ring.
Okay. So does this feel like you're directly engaging a threat using these things?
Yep.
Okay. Then let's have you roll plus danger.
I think my danger is also 2. Check. Danger is also 2.
Okay.
Oh, geez, only a 5.
So you kind of start to send those zombies at him, and you see him look up, and he does this gesture, and they pivot and rush you and slam into you, except for the one that's kind of headed off on its own. But they will smash into you and start to pull you to the ground. Good news is you get to mark potential.
Yeah, the drop down doesn't seem to. That's my 5th. Where do I mark that?
Does it not go to?
Doesn't go to 5.
Go to 5. Oh, that's because just mark that you've got an advance and roll back up to 0.
Okay.
So let's have you roll take a powerful blow. You have 1 condition marked.
Okay. How does take a powerful blow work again?
That means you're going to roll with +1 for the condition that you have.
Mm-hmm. 11.
Ooh. That's not good.
Oh, it's not?
No, you want low.
Oh.
So under take a powerful blow, you roll plus conditions marked, and on a 10 plus, you have to choose 1. You remove yourself from the situation, you lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or you pick 2 options from the 7 to 9 list there. So let's have you take a look and see what you think, how you want to resolve this.
Well, I mean, losing control of myself and my powers in a particularly dramatic way sounds awesome.
What is that terrible way? What happens? And what do we see on panel when these zombies smash into you?
We see Summer get bitten by a zombie, and she is starting to turn into a zombie. But of course, since she's merged with Boo, this is turning into a crazy necromantic uber powerful zombie.
We see Summer start to transform. We see these zombies. They give a roar of triumph, and like a lot of the sort of magical stuff around here starts to resonate. And you'll see it starting to glow, and like that bag that you're holding, Vanu, is starting to vibrate like something bad is about to happen from this. Like this reminds you of when you fought the big wizard and the rift opened up and rocks fell, people died, that kind of thing. Let me come to Purple Haze and see what your reaction is to this.
That's a lot.
Yes.
I think that when she's going to, whether she sees her get bit or not, she's going to run at the two zombies that are on or around, whatever, on Summer. Maybe she doesn't even see that she's been bit. She's just like sees that she got hit, and she's just going to barrel into them to try to knock them off of her and to help there.
So does that feel like are you unleashing your powers, or are you directly engaged in trying to deal with these zombies, trying to take them out?
I think she's trying to take them out. I mean, she's physically just throwing her body in there.
Okay, let's have you roll with danger.
I'm getting my money's worth for that danger increase.
Yeah. So
11.
That is an 11. What does it look like when you wallop this horde of zombies?
I think she just literally just flies into them violently and sends them just flying across the room up against the wall. And maybe she's even just herself as well, right? It's just with little regard to, she just kind of went at it. So
yeah, I think you've smashed them. They are off of Summer. Summer is still zombifying out. You may notice that at that point, but you have removed those zombies as a threat from the table as you kind of roll up to your feet. Now, Ephivos, I would have you go. I do want to mention that Yanu has also said that he has a move he might want to use. So let's have the two of you talk about that.
All right, what move are you thinking of doing?
I have a move called Invoke the Old Right. When my back is against the wall, I can invoke ancient laws and forgotten agreements by rolling danger, and make a request based on those ancient laws. It's one of those sort of really open-ended moves about what that means and how it and what happens.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Okay, we'll come to you to use that. But let's Ephivos, this Frankenstein is still like.
Yeah, I'm a try and do the punch again.
Okay.
We're gonna try
Two
punch.
team in the team pool, by the way.
We do punch well. We got a 12.
Oh wow. So
this was totally planned. It was just a feint to get his attention.
Yeah. So what does it look like when you down this zombie? How does it look? Amazing.
So yeah, I think it's just this he gets knocked, he's covered in this white powder, and we watch as he almost vibrates in place for a second, all of it comes off of him, and it confuses the Frankenstein creature that goes to punch through the powder, but in a second instead his fist is grabbed and wrenched behind his back as I take his essentially I'm going to take his freedom from him.
You can take the medallion.
I take them. Yeah, I'll take the medallion. Yeah.
You just kind of flip him around. You have the leverage on this super strong thing and wrench that medallion off, and immediately you'll feel this body kind of give way as it returns to human form in your arms, and you've diffused that situation.
And since I get 2 by taking the medallion with 1, I'm going to use the other to create an opportunity for my allies.
Okay, what does that look like?
So I think as you are trying to invoke these rights and and do these things, I let's see what I think you watch as I sort of almost speed around you, creating this funnel that amplifies Yanu's voice.
Ooh,
So
nice.
anything he speaks is louder through the tunnel of my like vibration around him.
Perfect. What is the role for that, Yanu?
It is plus danger.
Okay. That's nice. Danger's a 2. That's good. Seems pretty likely at this point.
You've got an opportunity.
So I think basically what Yanu is going to do is he's going to I don't think a good way to put this. We've got Ghost Girl and Boo basically, super zombieing right now.
Everything in here is
and
vibrating. This place is going to go up in a magical explosion in a moment.
and I think basically Yanu is going to try to basically force this guy to help stabilize the energy.
All right. Let's have you roll plus danger.
Ooh, that is a 6.
That is a 6. Now, Ephivos is helping you. So, Ephivos, do you want to spend team from the team pool?
So I'm curious about this lull and healing, but so if I created an opportunity for my ally as one of my things, should that not?
Yeah, so
Without
what
me
that's
having
going to
to-
do is normally I would have you shift, he would shift his labels for the team pool.
Mhm.
But I'm not going to require that. Essentially, spend the
Okay.
team without him having to then shift the labels.
Okay, yeah, then I'll spend it. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the whirling that you're doing, and you're shouting out this incantation for forcing this guy to join you in locking down this power. And I do think like he is forced to, and Summer, I think we see you come down suddenly off of the high of this necromantic ghost power. What does that look like?
Good question. So I think the mist swirl around her, the spectral energy swirls around her once again. And then just very suddenly it stops. And she drops. And if someone would like to dramatically grab her as she swoons to the ground, that would be in character, I think. But yeah, she is no longer merged. She is back to herself.
Purple Haze is probably in a position to, after rolling through there, to catch her.
Absolutely. You can roll, catch a hold of her before she hits the ground, and like propping her up, trying to get her to a little more safety. What are you doing once you do that?
Yeah, I think she catches her and is backing away from the kind of the fray. I'm assuming, to put a little distance in there, and while she's kind of pulling her back, she's like, "Damn girl, that's effed up." And I was the villain.
So I think the person who is in the position right now to do something is probably Ephivos. Purple Haze, you've gotten a hold of Summer, kind of got them, helping them get them out of it. Yana, you're kind of finishing out this incantation. Ephivos, like you can see this guy is dropping his stuff and getting ready to portal it out of here.
Not on my watch. Or I say famous last words.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Snake eyes.
Is gonna go and attempt. Actually, interesting. I wonder how this. So I have symbol of authority. When you give an NPC order based on authority they recognized, I guess the question of like, is recognize here? Like recognize means they follow, or that they like, maybe even fear.
Recognize as they follow.
Okay.
Essentially for authority figures, cops, police, and that kind of thing.
Okay. So then this I think is literally just me kind of speed stirring over and using my might to try and hold them in place.
Okay. So that feels like unleash your powers.
Yeah.
Changing the environment up. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's have you roll.
You can roll that. Oh wow, look at me with a character with no free. That's wildly wild. That's an 8.
That is an 8. So like you will rush over, grab them, you're kind of wrestling with them. Do you want to keep control of them? If you do, you can mark a condition.
I think I'm gonna mark a condition.
What are you marking?
I think he's a little insecure. There's something about that powder that's making him kind of nervous. Because he just inhaled the white substance that he has no idea what it is everywhere.
Yeah. And so I think we see you locked down. You can tell, like, once you've got a hold of this guy, a lot of what he has is magical gadgets effectively. And once you've got him locked up, there's not much that he can do. And we're going to take our second break here and come back in the aftermath of this success. So take 5. So I think that the sort of the next page is you having grabbed up all of this, illicit magical gear. A lot of it is worthless, but he's got still some stuff that he, clearly was hawking. In places you've got him secured, tied up, you've dusted yourselves off. And I do think there's a moment when he realized, like, you did this. So I do want to walk through that moment of triumphant celebration move with everybody, if that seems cool. Let's start. Let's actually start with Ghost Girl. You have that ring tucked away. You felt some incredible power. Your friends helped you out. So what is your triumphant celebration move? And for everybody, this is on row 66.
So when you share a triumphant celebration with someone, ask if they think your friend has changed you for the better or worse.
So who would you ask?
I think this time I've been hanging out with Jenny, so I think I'm gonna ask Jenny.
So has your friend changed you for better or worse?
Yeah, has Boo changed me for better or worse?
Given what you've seen here.
I think she's going to what's she gonna say there? Ordinarily, I think I would have said better, but that was a little. I think there was a moment there where we saw wondering who was really in control, right? At least that's what I think, is like, who's really in control. But I'm not sure I'm prepared to say better or worse.
Seems like you're vacillating.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's
Okay.
gonna stutter around it, and
In that case, Ghost Girl, you get to shift Purple Haze's labels.
Yes, that's what it says. What are Purple Haze's labels at the moment?
I'm freaky dangerous.
Freaky dangerous. Well, maybe you're not so freaky dangerous anymore. Yeah, I think you're less freaky now. Because you're not respecting the awesomeness.
And what up?
What up? Savior, cause you saved me. Caught me dramatically in your arms as I was passing out.
Cool. So
I like to think there was a moment.
savior up and freak down.
Mhm.
Jenny, what is your moment of triumph?
Let's see. I think I got that right. We should add up to 3, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And you said she got the ring, right?
Oh,
That
yeah.
has a mechanical effect, doesn't it?
Yes. The mechanical effect is you get to mark potential, and your hunger goes down to -2, which is the floor for it.
Okay. And the hold goes away.
Yes.
So her triumph move is when you share a moment of triumph with someone, ask them what gives them hope for a brighter day, and give them influence.
So who are you interacting with kind of in this afterglow of this battle?
The afterglow. I think it's also probably with Summer. I mean, they kind of this is their moment. So yeah, so she is kind of basking in the, so this is what it feels like to be a hero, and could and ask them what they hope for a brighter day.
Summer, I think, says that she is actually starting to believe that they're powerful enough to take down their adversaries.
Nice. And you take influence over Purple Haze now.
Okay.
Ephivos, what is your celebration move here?
When you share a triumphant celebration with them, tell them whether you see them as an equal. If you do, give them influence over you and mark potential. If you don't, shift superior up and any other label down.
So who are you interacting with?
I think I'm interacting with Yanu, considering we did an assist. And I think I do see him as an equal when it comes to crime fighting. In this moment, we had powers and work that played off one another, sort of tit for tat, that led to the situation we have here working out.
Absolutely. So Ephivos, you get to mark potential.
Yes.
And you would give influence to Skirmish, but Skirmish already has it over you. So Yanu, you get to shift Ephivos's labels.
Currently, I have 1 danger, 2 savior, and 0 everything else.
I think you showed off your powers. You actually cut loose a little bit more so than Yanu has seen you. So I think I would shift your freak up by 1 and your mundane down by 1.
Gas. Okay.
Yeah, nice. And then last but not least, Yanu, what is yours?
When you share a triumphant celebration with someone, remark how a teammate reminds you of a friend from the past. Express an activity that you shared together and ask if they join you in it. If they accept, give them influence and clear a condition. If they reject you, mark a condition. Well, this could be good. I think Yanu is likewise is likewise sort of basking in this slightly slightly better than expected outcome of this situation with Epivos. Because they came onto the scene together, they worked together to take out the two identified threats in this situation, other than Ghost Girl, and so that's who he's working. And I think Yanu basically wants to get Epivos into some sort of athletic contest. I think it probably is like wrestling or something like that, because maybe not Greco-Roman, because like that.
I was about to say he has experience wrestling.
Yeah, Greco-Roman would be is in Skirmish's mind, Greco-Roman is too limited. Like we need like freestyle to truly test ourselves.
So saying that you want to spar, so you should do this to test ourselves. Epivos?
I think Epivos thinks that's great. Anything that sounds like training is A+ on his mind.
Okay. You get influence over me. I think you already have it because everybody does. So
yeah. So I think what I am going to do is I'm going to bump your savior up and your danger down. Actually, no, I'm gonna do your freak down.
Oh,
not your.
And Skirmish, which
you already
condition
did. Okay.
are you going to clear?
I think he's going to clear. I think he's going to clear guilty. I think he feels like he did actually help out there at the end, and that sort of like lets him feel a little bit of relief over maybe jumping the gun and pushing things too far initially in that combat.
Side note, our lovely GM, would you consider throwing myself headfirst at a giant Frankenstein monster making a sacrifice?
Sure. Let's. I want to be generous about that.
Okay, I'm gonna clear guilty.
But with that, would me basically charging
if you want to clear guilty for your rushing out alone. Oh wait,
I was thinking insecure, since I took a foolhardy action by charging headlong without consulting my teammates.
Absolutely. So, what do you think the procedure is for this in this world? We haven't talked about this. You've caught this criminal who's clearly gotten stuff that is dangerous, essentially items, and selling them on the black market, and he's been involved with this, like these attacks. Do you call an agency? Do you call okay?
I think if Fivos wasn't there, you guys could maybe, but if Fivos is calling an agency, there is someone to report to. There is some code of conduct that superheroes follow.
So, Yanu, what's the name of this agency?
Well, let's see. I think it's something like it's something to do with like security. Let's see. What do we decide that metahumans were referred to in this? Is it paranormals or?
I don't think we decided that.
Okay. I think the agency is like paranormal, paranormal safety and security solutions or something like that.
PS with a little 3 on the S.
Okay. That sounds good. I wanted to try and turn it into something fancy and long, like pledge or something like that, but I have no idea how to work out that acronym.
Right. So let me ask you, a Ghost Girl, like, is this thing like a full-fledged like shield type agency, or is it a narrow purpose like takes care of cleanup agency, or does it have a couple of purposes? What do you think?
I think that it was trying to be more of a full purpose shield type agency, but the Extinction hit it pretty hard because they had a bunch of supers in their ranks. And now they're just completely overworked and underpowered. So, ideally you would be getting the, hey, you shouldn't do this, and they would be all proactive and stuff like this. But at this point, you call them and you get a kind of limited cleanup crew that's kind of distracted and bleary-eyed with fatigue and stuff like that.
And they arrive and they say, okay, and so what did they do? Frankenstein's? Okay. All right. Okay. And we're gonna photo and put this stuff in the confiscation. And like they are kind of they're cleaning the scene, but they seem like they are very hard pressed. I like that very much.
Who's dealing with his containment? As Evios is just like holding this guy this whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we've got the keep him outs in the truck.
Evios is just like walking this guy towards the truck.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. And kind of radios ahead. Get the keep him outs. And they'll put these dermal containment patches on this figure. Purple haze, like, what are you? What's falling into your pockets here?
Yeah, she'll so while all this has been going on, so she's just for the record, she's sulking again.
Okay.
And because she is feeling like less than everybody else from she's just not the same kind of super powered as everybody else. So she's skulking, and so she's just kind of walking around, and she's just taking little bits of this, that, the other, whatever she can get her hands on.
Okay.
And the other thing that she does is we can this just fodder for you for later or something, but she's texted Lovelace because she wants to power up a bit, because Lovelace is the weapons dealer. So
okay. That seems more than reasonable. Evivos, I think as they're finishing up, one of these guys will come over to you and will say, "You're team leader?"
Yes, I am.
Okay. So yeah, we cloned the laptop. Here's a USB with the stuff on that. We're taking the original with us.
Okay. All right. Who do I go to for lab work if I may have been exposed to a contaminant?
Oh, that's not our business. Geez, Bob, you know who's doing with Super's contamination? Yeah, no, they closed down. Yeah. Like, you might check with your
Pediatrician?
no, your grandfather's still around, right?
Yeah.
Probably should talk to him.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll know what to do.
Right. Thank you.
And I think they lock up the scene, they take the evidence, and and they don't give you a lecture. They don't warn you off. They're too tired to. There's one guy there who drives to a Starbucks and comes back with just a bunch of coffees while they're doing this, and they photo everything, and then they're gone.
Okay, right. Good job, team. That was great. Everyone, honestly, he like looks. What time is it?
By the time you're done with this,
Yeah,
12:30, 1 a.m.
we should all probably get home and get to bed. Was anyone else hit with anything? Ghost Girl, are you all right? I saw you took some backlash there.
I feel fine now.
You have my number. Call if anything comes up.
Oh shit, are my parents home? She pulls open her phone and she checks the
Oh yeah, they've been home for about an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a about midnight. Hey, where are you? With an accelerating set of texts.
We should all probably go home.
Mhm.
But really good job, team. Really good job.
So Ephibos and Hayes, you can head your direction. Yanu, you can head yours. You get home. There's like cold pizza on the table for you. You'll see that your mentor Guarna is there in front of the computer, though he does like click away when you come in. And he's like, "You're home late. Everything okay?"
Did you yeah, there were zombies. Did you receive my text?
Oh, and you see him pick up his phone. Oh yeah, you did text me.
I tried to remember, but there were zombies and mystic artifacts, and it was.
Took care of it though.
I think so. I think so. It was magical artifact issues do worry me sometimes.
Understandable. Well, there's cold
But,
pizza on the table there for you.
And Young nods. Thank you. I will have some and get to bed. I think his arm is still sort of hanging a little awkwardly.
Yeah.
But it's not it.
Yeah, he kind of nods and then he goes back to what he was doing. Summer. Do you arrive back home? Do you sneak back in? Do you text them, not text them? What do you think that is?
So from the tone of the text, I'm guessing they're waiting up, so there will be no sneaking.
And you
She
look a little
will
rough.
Yeah, I do look a little rough. She in the way back in the Uber, she will pull her makeup out of her purse and try and do a quick repair job as best she can. And also try and come up with what she's going to say to her parents. She will text back to say that she's on her way. But yeah, so she does the best she can and tries to think of what. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah. The text is terse that comes back. We will be here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you do roll up to your house and the lights are still on. And you go inside.
Mm-hmm.
And you are met by a stony silence of disappointment. Clear they've had a conversation about how they want this conversation to go. And your dad says, So what happened? Are you okay? You look ill.
I do. I feel okay. I was on a date and lost track of time. I'm sorry.
You're on a date on a school night
Well,
at 1 a.m. Who were you on a date with?
her name's Jenny.
Do we know her parents?
I don't think so.
Then I think what you're going to do is give us her parents' contact information.
Okay, can we do that tomorrow?
Not until we've gotten the air clear on this.
I mean, I don't have her parents' contact information. You really want me to try and call people around? It's like 1 in
No,
the morning,
that's
you
not
just
what
said.
I'm saying. I want is and like at that point, like a little bit of the facade cracks, and some of their anger comes out, and they are giving you the lecture, and they are like pushing down on your danger and pushing up on your mundane. You need to get settled. It doesn't feel to us like you're taking your priorities realistically. We haven't been paying attention as much as we should, and that's going to change. And they're kind of doing that. Do you want to try and resist that?
Yeah, because she's actually still got an anger condition and she's
Yeah.
really tired and had a really hard day. And she says, oh, you're going to be around more? You are going to be around more? Yeah, we've heard that before. Since when does that happen? Yeah, you'll need it and it'll happen for a week and then something will happen at the hospital or someone will need surgery and oh, that's way more important. Just this once I'll be late for dinner and that's just how it'll be again.
Let's have you roll flat. Roll with +0.
Okay.
So that is
9.
a 9. You get to pick one. Clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift a label up and one down, your choice, or cancel one of your parents' influence over you and take +1 forward against them.
Ooh. I feel like canceling the influence makes the most sense right now. Much as I would like to get rid of that condition, I don't feel it's in character at this time.
Which of your parents do you like cut off here for you?
So it sounded like Dad was in the lead for this, so I think Dad is the one who gets the brunt.
And he does that, and he turns to your mom and says, I'm done. I'm done with her. And walks away. And your mom just stands up, and you can see her trying not to cry before she heads out to try and talk to him. Ephivos, Purple Haze, you will arrive back, and one of the household servants is there, and will greet you, Ephivos, and will say, your grandfather asked me to have you come in and talk to him before you went to bed, Ephivos.
Thank you. Both of us or just me?
He kind of pauses and he says, well, he only mentioned you.
All right. Okay. Jenny, I'll see you tomorrow. There's probably, or actually, I'll probably see you in a little while in the kitchen. There's probably leftovers for dinner, I imagine.
There are some leftovers.
And then he'll sort of reach over and give Jenny kind of like the most awkward little like fist bump handshake things. Like, good work tonight. He's still in his costume. And he's gonna walk towards his grandfather's quarters.
So Ephivos is kind of led off by the servant. What do you do, Jenny?
Don't be too loud. The child is sleeping.
Yeah, this is just the kind of brush off stuff is a little bit of icing on the cake for her. And she grabs some food in the kitchen and kind of stalks off to her room.
Yeah, you've got privacy. You kind of share the quarters down there with Ephivos, but you have your own rooms and stuff. And I think as you come in, you turn on the light, and there is someone sitting there in your room waiting for you. And you will see Bangarang.
Oh, this makes sense.
This is the former sidekick of Ephivos' dad. And he says, come in and shut the door.
I've had kind of a long night and I don't need any of your
Come
crap.
in and shut the door.
So she will. And kind of plops down on her bed, just, in that sort of like.
I only have one question for you. Where's the thermos? And I'm going to cut there. Ephivos, your grandfather is there. You see he's got a computer open. He's working through some papers and things like that. And he's looking over, and he's clearly like got a Bluetooth that he's talking with somebody on. When you come in, he kind of does that, gestures to come in and sit down.
I think he will not sit down, but he will go stand by it. He's kind of making sure not to touch anything because he knows he's kind of contaminated.
And then he'll say, Ephivos, you're well. I heard that you were hit with some kind of chemical or other substance.
Yes, and Papoose, and he'll like take a small, it's like a dime bag of the substance, the white substance. It looks so bad. He's like, this is what I found myself encountering, and he'll like gently place it on the table. How do I feel? Like, do I feel strange or anything, or is it just like, yeah, I'm fine?
I don't think it has affected you yet.
Yeah, but I feel fine. We were able to apprehend Revenant. I have a copy of his laptop contents.
Yeah, I already have that. Yes.
Oh, all right. Wonderful, Papoose. That is fantastic. And we had him apprehended, and everyone is all right.
Yeah, go get yourself down to the med bay and run a simple screen before you go to bed. I don't want anything happening overnight. I spoke with the PS3 people, and they're giving me their full report. They're not quite as disciplined as they used to be, but they seem to get along fine with you.
Yes, Papoose, we had no issues. Everything was handled off. And he's like standing so ramrod straight, like hands behind his back, like just perfect position. Everything is well and ordered as it should be.
Excellent.
Excellent.
What I'd like you to do, as you have time, I know it's a school day tomorrow, but this weekend, would you do me a favor and kind of write up an after action report for your sister?
For Iona?
Yes, this is the kind of thing she's going to have to face, with her powers. So just a good, clear, and simple, so that she has that for her.
For several years from now, right?
It depends on how things go.
Yes, Papoose.
And I think you'll kind of leave from there. What's the expression as you step out?
It is completely blank as he's like just, soldier as he's in there, but a few steps out, his brows kind of draw close. That insecurity is niggling in his gut about his own failure, but also worry for his younger sister, who is far too young to be stepping into this kind of situation so soon, but also warring at trying to be who he must be and listen to his elders.
That's perfect. We're going to stop here. Next time, we're going to start out with what Purple Haze said to Bangarang. Because I want to leave that hanging in the air for the week. And we'll start out with that, but then we'll kind of move forward. But I do want to do our end of session if everybody's cool with that.
Yeah.
All right. So, Summer, we take a look at the end of session, and I always have to look at it again. Do you think that you grew closer to the team, away from the team, or into your own image of yourself, given everything that occurred?
I think, it ended on such a downer. But I think she grew into her own image of herself.
Yeah, if you talked about advancing, you had these changes. I think that really makes sense. So what do you see yourself as, and what labels do you want to shift?
I think she is really finding she enjoys being this like powerful badass.
So is that danger? Is that freak? Is that superior?
Could be any of those.
Yeah.
Did her parents succeed in changing her labels?
No, because you rejected that, so
Okay.
you didn't have to.
Yeah, I think we'll do take up superior and take down mundane.
Okay. And you want to make a note that if you haven't already, that you have influence has been canceled with your father.
Yeah, I added him under influence canceled.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Purple Haze. Closer, away, self-image.
I think away.
Really interesting.
So she's feeling detached from the team because she doesn't feel like she stacks up. Yeah. I definitely don't think she got closer to the team.
Yeah. So who do you want to remove the influence from? Who has influence over you that you want to remove that from?
So I think it's Ghost Girl and Ephios. Trying to think which one makes sense. I think it's going to be Ephios.
Okay. Ephios. Sorry. Closer to the team? Self-image or away?
Yeah, I think closer to the team.
Yeah, you certainly had some good interactions. You started to come to an understanding of skirmish. Like who of the team made you feel welcome?
I think, yeah, that ending move, I think it's skirmish.
Okay.
We had a hard start, but it worked out and it ended in amiable hero training plans.
Yeah. So you can mark a potential or clear a condition, and an Ephivos is going to shift your labels.
You mean Yanu's going to shift my labels?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you're Ephivos. Yes, Yanu is going to shift your labels.
Yes. I've got 1, 1, 2, 0, -1.
I think Yanu's seeing you more as a competent as a combatant now than than sort of the standoff like superhero-y thing you were putting forth before. So I think he's going to raise your danger and lower your savior.
Spicy.
And then last but not least, skirmish, away, closer, self-image.
Ooh, he was really close to growing away, but I think like the coming together and the teamwork in the battle switched him back to like believing the team is something that's worthwhile. So I think he grew closer to the team, and I think Epivos was the one that kind of brought him back into it.
Okay. Ephivos, do you already have influence over?
Yeah, he's the only one I have influence over right now.
So you may shift labels.
Yeah, I think I am going to shift your mundane. This is such a bad idea right now, but I'm still doing it. Shift your mundane down, and I'm going to shift your superior up. I think, you are not just some guy, incapable of this like that. You are a superhero, and you are someone who is strong and capable.
And Yanu, do you want to mark potential or clear condition?
I think I will. I think I'll clear condition. I think he's going to clear hopeless.
Okay. I would like to do a quick stars and wishes. So next time we kind of have set up a little bit of the domestic turmoil that are things that can be dealt with, but we kind of have closed out this villain, though you have the computer, so there might be plot things that could come from that. And we still have this faceless guy. So we do still have some plates spinning, as it were, right now.
Should we update? Because I think a couple of us leveled up. If we know what we're doing, should we say that?
Yes, absolutely. Well, if you've got an advance, take it now or at the beginning, between now and the next session, and I'll check in with everybody at the beginning because I think everybody got it. So I'll have everybody introduce what they've got and kind of what that change means. Purple Haze, you didn't get a potential. You didn't fail a roll.
No.
Just mediocre enough.
Oh. All right. Well, I can only hope that you get the failure next time so that you get the
a lot next time.
So quick stars and wishes. Marley, can I? Oh, yes.
Do we want to be on recording for that, or do we want to do it privately?
I've usually recorded it.
Okay.
Are you? If you'd like, I can stop the recording.
No, all good. I just wanted to check because I know some.
No, that's okay.
Don't.
Marley.
Yeah, this was super fun. I thought Summer and Jenny hit it off a lot better than I thought they were going to. That was delightful to find. I would like in the next session to have a scene where Summer puts on the ring and presumably something happens. Dun, dun, dun. And I'm not quite sure how much I'm digging this tension with her parents.
Okay. So we can certainly, that's a plot thing. We can certainly roll back from that next time if you want. We can figure out another direction we want to go with that. So why don't you think about that? And if you want to, we can retcon on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, because especially with the family life stuff, I put stuff out there, but if it isn't comfortable, I do want people to tell me. So I appreciate that.
Mhm.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
It was fun this session, as always.
Okay. Awesome. Purple Haze.
Yeah, again another good time. I enjoy the I'm really liking specifically a lot of the Ghost Girl Boo, how I really like the imagery and the different things there, and the push pull between, you know, is this a good thing, is this a bad thing? So I'm really enjoying that. And then I still like the oh, skirmishes, fish out of water stuff continues to be very humorous, and as well as Ephios's stick up his butt stuff. So that's good. That's good. And I'm liking a lot. You're masterfully pushing all of our buttons a little bit, right? And so that's wonderful too. The scene with Ephios's grandfather was like, you know, perfect, right? It was exactly how he comes in feeling all, you know, look what we did, and then just kind of got, whoa, you know, that's good stuff. So no, I don't have any particular wishes.
Okay.
I'm just I'm playing to find out. So
All right. Ephivos.
My goodness gracious, so many things. Star to the complete opposite direction of where I thought the Ephivos and Yanu situation was going to go. I really like the depth of emotion that I feel like Yanu feels. I think this is a skin that's very easy to play in an unflattering way without really like very two-dimensional. And I think you've really been giving us a lot of depth into his emotion and how he feels and how one might honestly feel when time displaced in such a way. Very, very wonderful there. I love Purple Haze. She's great. I love the direction you took with her not feeling certain ways today. I'm excited to see that. I really like also the dynamic between Ephivos and Purple Haze, even in like the weird little things where he goes to like fist bump her. It's just he's trying, and she appreciates that, but even still, it's not enough necessarily to always heal the trauma and things she's been through. And I think that's a really nice way to see that relationship progress instead of just good guy come in, fix bad girl. So it's nice to see in that complexity. I'm really curious. I love what I've seen of Ghost Girl and Boo, but her and Ephivos haven't like interacted that much at all. So I'm curious to see what that relationship will look like and how they will sort of play against each other, because I think they're just I don't know. Whereas I felt like I had ideas for the others. I'm like, this is gonna go however the heck this goes. We will see when it happens. So that's really great. Loving the stuff with the grandfather. I think it's great. I like the sort of almost blasé attitude. It's delightfully painful for him. Very curious to see sort of this I am now whatever this white product is. Also super stoked it was Bangarang. I was screaming in the side chat. I was like, oh my god, who could get into this house? How is this possible? And then it was Bangarang. I was like, oh, I think I might have been accidentally unmuted, and it might be in the recording of me being like, oh, Bangarang. So that was like a great opportunity, lol. I loved seeing that. And then I'll highlight one more wish that I had last time that we didn't get to this time, which is having us meet up with our opposite team, our little supervillains, and see how that goes. Although I'm also very curious, you know, once depending on what these drugs do, how that leads him feeling against the vein of feeling insecure. He's in a place, and so I'm curious to see how these kinds of things go.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I do picture we see a panel that reveals from last time that Bangarang was the figure we saw watching you two at the bus terminal. So I think that's the reveal there. Skirmish.
Well, I'll kind of echo what everybody else has said. They've got all the high points. Like the legacy interaction stuff, the granddad. We haven't seen the youngest yet, but I'm looking forward to how that shapes up and exactly what's going to happen there in that dynamic. And I'm kind of looking forward to getting a chance for Yanu and Jenny to have a little bit more of an interaction. Like we kind of got a little quick one in the first session, but I'm looking forward to seeing how that shapes up and like seeing if Jenny can bring something out of Yanu that maybe the sort of more straight-laced folks haven't been able to do yet.
Perfect. Awesome.
So I do have a thought.
Sure, please.
So thinking about her parents, so I think what I would like to do is, and I don't know if I actually need a scene for this, but like I think I want her to tell her parents what's going on, and so we shift less from angry to more worried, concerned. So
Absolutely.
like she's like the parents are cautiously supportive, like the Jamie Reyes stuff from Blue Beetle, if you've read those.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Let's definitely do that scene next time. I like that, especially as a turn on the energy of that. I think that's great.
Yeah, and the other thing I thought might be cute, if Kay and folks are up for it, is as they are trying to understand what this means, if like if they ask to speak to Ephivos's grandfather,
that's perfect.
and we have
God.
like a super awkward family dinner or something like that.
Yeah, there's just this giant dining room table, this like rack of lamb served, like it's
that gets us to the Ephivos summer interaction, that pairing that we wanted.
Yeah.
Definitely. That sounds dynamite.
That's
awesome.
Okay.
That's a really
Cool.
good idea. Dynamite.
Would like to speak to this boy's parents.
Yes. So we'll definitely take up with all of that next time. Thank you all so much. I'm going to stop the recording.